Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while. I have a little get ready with me coming, explaining in detail everything that's been going on, okay? It's a lot to unpack and it's probably discombobulated video that I'm gonna have trouble editing later, but it's fine. Today we have a super exciting video. Today I'm going to be ranking every eyeshadow palette that I've tried in the last 3 months. And when I tell you that the stack is a large one and it's not even all of them, and it's hard to hold up because I feel like I'm gonna drop them and I don't want to drop them, but it's a few. It's like 17, 18, I don't really know. 18, it's 18 eyeshadow palettes right here. Remember, these are my opinions and my opinions are based off of my experience and my personal preference, and everyone's different. So if I ranked one of these palettes a little lower than you like, it's okay. It's just makeup and it's not a big deal, but you can feel free to comment your thoughts down below. I just want to mention it's okay if you don't like these. I understand not everyone's preferences are the same. So let's get into this. Kicking off our list at number 18 is the Ofra Summer Edit eyeshadow palette with its higher price point at $99. I think it's safe to say we know why this one is last here. I like Ofra's formula. I don't love Ofra's formula on their eyeshadows. I think the mattes are great. I think the shimmers need more shimmer, if that makes sense. I love Ofra. I think they have fantastic products, but when it comes to their eyeshadows, I think that they're a little dull for my liking. And for my liking, I like things that sparkle, and I know that's not everyone's preferences, and I feel like that's why people love Ofra, because maybe they don't have that. But for me personally, I like the colors. I just wish that they were more poppy. So that's why this is at number 18. Also, it's a neutral palette. I have other neutral palettes I prefer using over this one in particular, but I did get it in a Lucky Scoop and I am happy to have it. I like that it's magnetic, although this shade loves to pop off and it is currently breaking off of the pan because it's popped off so many times and fallen so many times because the palette isn't made, like, at least this part, this magnet is not placed right, so like it just catches the shadow every time I open it. It just pops off every time and does that or falls. So I'm hoping that it does that, but like usually it just falls. And it's like it's breaking off of the pan and I feel like it's not gonna last that long. At least that one shade, it's not gonna last that long in here. So while it may have some beautiful shades, it didn't offer the versatility and uniqueness that I'm looking for in a neutral eyeshadow palette. Coming in at number 17, I have this Zoeva Cocoa Blend Voyager palette. I received this in a BoxyCharm, so I didn't actually pay for this, and I received this when BoxyCharm was still BoxyCharm and not BoxyCharm by Ipsy. So this is an affordable little gem of an eyeshadow palette. I really like this one. I know it sounds weird me saying that I like it and it being so low with the list, but this one is really good. I just find that 6 shades. Again, the shimmers are prettier than Ofra shimmers, but not exactly where I want them to be. I feel like you can only do so much with this, but I do think that the formula is incredible. I think that the shimmers are pretty, but some of them are duller than others. But I love the packaging. I dropped this on the floor like 2 seconds ago and it didn't break, so I feel like that's also good. That means that it's durable and will work for travel. So I really like this. It does offer like a mix of warm tones with more neutral tones, and I really like that because sometimes you want to lean a little warmer, sometimes you don't want to be as warm, you want to be more neutral. So I like that you have that versatility with this one, even though it is just 6 shades. I am definitely keeping this one. This one's not getting decluttered anytime soon because I want to travel, and when I travel I want to take something like this, something that's simple, easy, cute. I can fit it in a makeup bag. I'm not gonna have any issues if I break it, if I destroy it. I'm not gonna be heartbroken. That's what I look for in travel makeup. Taking the 16th spot is the Ofra Signature Symphony eyeshadow palette. Sorry, that's like a tongue twister. While this palette has features I like about it. I also find that it has features that I don't really like about it. These tones I feel like fit one occasion, and every time I look at this palette I see fall, I see winter. I don't see summer or spring or anything else. Can't really be used for every day because it is kind of fall leaning. I do love that the shimmer in the center is a highlighter. I love that they put their highlighters in because I prefer their highlighters over their shimmer formula. So I really enjoy that that's in there. I think it's a great touch. I think it's a cute palette, also great for traveling. And these shades are magnetic. I think you can pop these out and pop them in your empty palette. You don't have to keep the like 5-pan, but I like having the 5-pan, so I just keep it around. I like this one more than the summer edit though. I don't know why. I don't know what's different about the formula, but it is different, so I figured I would mention that. It just doesn't stand out as much as other palettes featured in this video, and it's a lot, okay? Securing that 15th spot, I have the Modern Renaissance palette. I didn't ever think I'd be speaking about this palette ever again, but it was featured in the Ipsy icon box for May, and I've just been using it actually. I used it to make that video, and I forgot how wonderful these mattes blend out and how versatile they work. I've been really enjoying using this palette and popping in some shimmers that I have scattered. Super Shocks, Jelly Much, Urban Decay Moon Dust, like all of those like really pretty sparkly topper shades I've been using with this palette, and I've been absolutely loving it. It is a classic. It's well loved, and if you got this one in your icon box, I recommend like just trying out to use the mattes and using like your singles collection, because I know I'm not the only one that has single shadows. I have Give Me Glow, I have Luxie Beauty, like indie brands also make like all shimmer palettes. You can use one of those, but I really enjoyed this. I never thought I'd speak about it again, and here we are. It is reliable. It's always gonna work. It's not gonna be patchy or weird or powdery. It's gonna look good on your eye, and I just really like that about it. It's very foolproof, you know, like I know the warm tones are kind of out, but I've just been enjoying it. I've been holding on. Moving on to number 14, I have the Odin's Eye Batty Bean Planet Spirit palette. This one is so like ethereal. It gives me like celestial vibes, but like colorful celestial vibes, and I love that about this palette. I haven't used this palette enough, honestly. I want to dip into it more now that we're in summer. I want to be summer fun in this palette. That orange is so pretty. I just find that I have a hard time creating looks with this palette, which is so weird because it's something that I usually don't have an issue with, but every look I make with this palette ends up not looking right, and it's so upsetting because the formula on this is actually wonderful and the shades are actually beautiful. I just can't put it together in a look, you know? I'm gonna try for summer because I feel like looking at this, my brain thinks of summer, so maybe if I think of summer look, I will try this out because it's so pretty, and I do want to get more use out of this one in particular. It's the only one I haven't used often, so that's why it's number 14. I do think it's a great option as a summer palette though, and I want to make a summer palette video, and this one will definitely be featured in there. Taking the 13th spot is the Urban Decay Robin Eisenberg Naked Eyeshadow Palette. This collaboration not only features this beautiful cover on the front of the freaking palette, but it also offers a wonderful buttery smooth matte formula and a very nice shimmer formula that I did not expect to see from Urban Decay at all. My first Urban Decay palette was the Naked Honey. That was the one I used first, and then this one was one I used, I think I wore it to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and I used like the more blue shades, and I took inspiration from the beautiful aliens on the front cover, but I didn't think I'd like it enough as much as I did, and I had a lot of fun playing with it. I thought it was really easy to work with. It didn't give me trouble. I got it on sale. I got it on TJ Maxx for 25 bucks, which is a steal for a limited edition palette. And I'm glad I didn't buy it because that would have been stupid of me. But I bought it at TJ, so like that's great, because I did look at this palette and like I was like, that's pretty cool. It's different for urban. I don't know why this was limited. I feel like they should have made it permanent because it's one of the nicer palettes they've released in a while. And the artwork on here, when I was at TJ and I opened the palette, because I live in Miami and people love to open and touch everything, so I wanted to make sure that it was not used. You know, I'm paying $25. I want to make sure it was in perfect condition, and it was. But when I saw this, like, it has like glitter in it. It's so pretty and sparkly. I was like, I saw both of them. I couldn't leave without both of them. I had to get the Robin Eisenberg and I had to get Naked Honey. I wasn't leaving without them. I tried. But if you're looking for this palette, I do recommend checking your local TJs because they be sneaking them. They be sneaking them in there, so just keep your eye out. Coming in at number 12, I have the ColourPop Alice in Wonderland palette. Now I noticed that Alice in Wonderland collections are popping up everywhere, but I feel like that's just Disney being like, okay, well, like, just make some money off of this right now. This palette is so whimsical. I freaking love it. I really enjoyed playing with this shade down here. I thought it was really fun. It was beautiful. I've played with the greens. The glitter at the top is really pretty. I love the shade Very Merry on Birthday. I think this palette is the perfect touch of unique but practical at the same time. I feel like you can make really springy looks with this. This palette I think came out in springtime, so it's definitely spring vibes. I think it really captures the essence of Alice in Wonderland very well, and I feel like it's such a small compact palette, and I feel like it's super cute for travel, super unique as well. Like, I feel like you don't see these types of colors often put together in an eyeshadow palette, but it also works, right? I just thought the whole collection was so cute. I didn't buy the whole collection because but I mean, I really enjoyed playing with the palette, and I love like the packaging. I couldn't get rid of it because I was just like, it's a keyhole. Can't get rid of that. It's so cute. It's so fitting. Alice in Wonderland was one of my favorites growing up, so I had to pick that one up. I just knew it. In the 11th spot, you knew it was coming, we have the Urban Decay Naked Honey. Now, everyone and their mama has spoken about how much they love this palette. And I never got a chance to pick it up because it was also a palette that was limited edition. Like, what's up with Urban Decay, like, discontinuing all the good shit? Like, what the This is great. Honestly, this was also 25 at TJ Maxx. And I was there at TJ Maxx like this. I was like, I just need one. I was like, I don't know what it is about this packaging. I love it. It looks expensive. It looks super fun. But the shades is definitely where I think this palette, it's a win. You know, these shades are so pretty when paired together. You have all types of this like mustardy honey color. You have super light to super dark. You can create beautiful looks with this one. I love it. When I used it for the first time, I ended up enjoying it so much. The formula is reliable. I love the warm golden tones. I feel like this one's also perfect for spring and summer because of like the honey vibe. It's the perfect palette for creating beautiful eye looks that have this golden honeyed goodness, you know, like just wonderful. But yeah, that is number 11. Taking the 10th spot is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam 2 palette. This super versatile palette has neutral shades that can take you from daytime to nighttime to date night. Super reliable formula, similar formula to the Modern Renaissance. I actually do like the shimmers in this one better though. I think they're kind of a more updated formula. I didn't think I'd like this palette as much as I did. I'm so glad I picked this one up in the add-ons because usually I don't be buying add-ons like that because I find them to be usually a waste of money. But this is one of those where I picked this up for $12 I've wanted this one forever because like every time I would pass by the Anastasia display, I would take a look at it and I'd be like, that's really cute, but like $30 for a small tiny little eyeshadow palette seems ridiculous. And it was ridiculous because I got it for 12. So yeah, that's great. I love that palette. I love the packaging. Brings me back, you know? Now, number 9, this is one that I've recently tried. This is the ColourPop Lavish palette. Another affordable gem here. I mean, look at the mix of colors in here. If you're a fan of lavender like I am, I feel like this is the palette for you. It not only has like the prettiest lavender shades, but there's also like tons of different formulas to play with. You have glitter, you have shimmer, you have mattes with shimmer. You also got Super Shocks with this collection, but I don't want to mention those because those aren't a palette. Those are just Super Shocks. But you just got a range of different formulas to use in this little palette collection. And I really loved like playing with it. I feel like the looks that you create kind of look similar with the tones of everything, but nonetheless I think that it's very pretty and it's very affordable, so I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Also, the packaging is so cute. It's perfect for like creating beautiful eye looks with like that lavender touch that I love. I love lavender on the eyes. We're getting lower and lower in the list. This has been a long video, damn. So securing the 8th spot is the Glamlite Frosted Flakes eyeshadow palette. Now this palette I consider to be affordable because I paid about $17 for it at TJ. Can you tell that TJ Maxx is my favorite store? Like, can you tell? This is the Frosted Flakes palette. This is beautiful. Frosted Flakes aside, because Frosted Flakes are just delicious, this affordable palette brings like a unique, nostalgic, cereal inspired theme to the table, and I've never seen another brand do it like Glamlite did it. This is just crazy. The formula is amazing. I love that you get this white in here, which is super rare for brands to put in eyeshadow palettes. I love a white inner corner. It gets extra points for that white in there. Also gets extra points for all the gorgeous shimmers you can pick from. Also the orange. I did a monochromatic orange look with this palette in a short and it was wonderful. I had a lot of fun. This gold is so yummy and it's called Yumminess, so I just can't wait to play with this one some more. Not only is it so like cute, but it's awesome as well. Like the formula is incredible and it looks like a freaking cereal box. I can't. Breakfast has never been this fucking glam, okay? For Glamlite to take cereal and make it into a palette is just... In number 7, I put the ColourPop Legend of Korra palette in here. Inspired by the beloved animated series, this palette offers beautiful color stories inspired by, of course, the elements. This is their second Avatar themed collection. Their first one was based off of Avatar and the Last Airbender. This one's off The Legend of Korra. It also came with these liquid chrome shadows. Don't buy those, they suck. But the palette actually is incredible, and you also get a wonderful white inner corner shade in here. We love. I love the pan embossings. The inside, like, this is beautiful. It looks like a book. Points on the packaging. When the packaging on something is nice, I feel nice using it. Makes me feel expensive when I didn't pay that much for this, so it's great. But I think ColourPop really killed it on the packaging on the Legend of Korra one. This one's just so pretty and I love it. If you love the show, you need the palette. It's perfect. Securing the 6th spot, I decided to put the e.l.f. American Eagle Denim Days eyeshadow palette in here. I don't even know. I don't have the explanation for you. I just love this palette. I just love it. It's so good. Yes, the tones not very unique by any means of the matter, but the formula is incredible, and each time I play with this palette I cannot believe it is an e.l.f. palette that was $16. That's an American Eagle collection, and it just keeps getting weirder. But I love that it brings like a trendy denim inspired vibe to it, and 90s are trending everywhere. This palette really gave me 90s vibes. That's what it gave. I feel like that's what it's inspired by. And with the affordable price and like the cute packaging and on-trend shades and theme, I had to put it in the 6th spot. Like, it's just that good. It's beautiful and it's super cute and it isn't expensive, but I feel like I spent a lot of money on it, you know? We're reaching the top 5. So in number 5, I have the Odin's Eye X Lauren Mae Beauty Sea Talk palette. Dive into a world with aquatic themed shades. This is probably one of the most uniquer color stories I've seen done in a collab. I've used this palette I think twice. It's hard for me to use palettes more than once. All things considered, I do use a lot of makeup and I do buy a lot of makeup and I do review a lot of different makeup, but I did use this one twice and I feel like that's a big teller on if I like something, because if I like something, I'm gonna use it again. And when I used this one again, I mixed the blues with this Sunken Treasure shade and then I popped in this Electric Kelp in the inner corner, and I didn't think it would work, but it worked. It looked beautiful. I could tell that it was like a sea aquatic themed eyeshadow look, and I didn't even like, my boyfriend just pointed out shades. He's like, I want you to use this one, and this one, and I was like, okay. And that's what just came out and it was wonderful. I got compliments. I loved it. So yeah, I'm definitely ranking that on the top 5 because I definitely enjoyed playing with it multiple times. In 4th place, I want to mention the Glamlight and Scooby-Doo palette. So as you guys know, this has been featured in a few shorts of mine, not sponsored. Even though it may seem like it is, it's not sponsored. I just paid for it with my own money and I thought it would be fun to do themed eye looks on all of the characters as I grew up watching Scooby-Doo. So you're gonna see this palette is used, which is great to see, by the way, which is why this is so high up on the list. Every time I've used this palette, my look has come out wonderful. Every time I have used this palette, I have enjoyed the way my eye look looks. When I reviewed this palette, I did say I wish that, I don't know, the shades were more unique, but I get it, you know, they're themed off of the characters. It's hard to not have green for Shaggy, blue for Fred, and purple for Daphne. It's just, I feel like the most unique row, at least the most unique rows here for me would be Velma's and Scooby's at the top. At least those are the two that really calls to me. I feel like it makes more sense when you mix and match. For example, for Shaggy, I did use this brown up here to just make it look like Shaggy. And then for Fred, I did use Velma's orange because he does have that ascot on his thingy. He has like that orange scarf thing, and then green in the inner corner of her Daphne's scarf, and like just simple things like that. I still have to film one more. I have to film Scooby's, which I got nothing. But this palette has just been so fun and nostalgic. It's super versatile. The formula is lovely. I did have a little trouble blending some shades out, but honestly I didn't even have to work that hard to fix the issues, and I've worked harder with other palettes in this list, so that's why this one's ranked so high up. I don't know if this is still available as I'm filming this. I hope it is because this is just wonderful. I hope this should be a permanent item. It should be. It's not, but it should be. But if it's still available, I would say get it because it's honestly has great color payoff and you're able to create wonderful looks with this palette, and I really like it. Just the versatility, the theming, it just makes me happy when I use it, and I feel like that's really important when I am looking at a ranking on palettes. Taking that 3rd spot on my list of palettes here, I have the Chucky x Glamlight Crazy in Love eyeshadow palette. First of all, the spooky theme in this wins. When I first got my hair dyed, I used this palette more than once, and it was a joy to work with. I've heard people say that the palette is a little patchy and they have issues with it. Personally, haven't had any issues with this palette. I love the shade up here called Wanna Play. It is the prettiest shade like in the entire palette. It's literally holographic. Like you swatch it and it looks just like holographic. Like it has hollow shimmers in it. It's the prettiest shade. But the theme of this palette is definitely unique in the makeup world. I feel like it's perfect for what it is. The color story matches the theme perfectly. If I think of Chucky in an eyeshadow palette, this is kind of what I think of. And this was like the funnest Valentine's Day release like ever. I think that Glamlight really did hit the mark with this one, and I can't wait to see what other spooky collections they have in the future. I love that they're doing like this 3D thing. Like, that's so cool. It's perfect for unleashing your inner Tiffany, and like every time I wear that palette I'm like, bad bitch energy. We're getting closer. So at number 2, I decided to put my Simply Posh Cosmetics Citrus Punch palettes in here. I feel like this is just my moment right now, okay? These are the vibes I want all summer long. When we open this is just vibrant, fun. You look at this and you know it's a summer palette. And I guess I'm enjoying this right now because we are in summer. This is what I used for my eyes today. I just used this beautiful green row and it's just wonderful. You open this palette, you automatically know summer palette. You can just tell. These shades, beautiful. The blendability, wonderful. I did 2 looks with this palette when I first got it. I did kind of like a mango themed look. I didn't really plan it out, but that's just how it ended up. And then I did a strawberry lemonade inspired kind of look. I enjoyed both of those looks very much, and I had a lot of fun with this palette. I just wanted to take off my makeup and put some more on, which I never say because, you know, makeup is time consuming, and when I really like a look, I don't want to take it off. But I just wanted to continue playing with it. I just wanted to continue, which is something that honestly barely ever happens. So when you do find something that you really like and you use often, it's very rare and you have to celebrate it. So for its super blendable, high quality formula, beautiful packaging, and unique like color layout, because like they have like the colors laid out for you, super easy to work with. It is literally a must-have for summer, even if you're not a fan of color, because I know so many people who aren't a fan of eyeshadow, aren't a fan of color, but then they see your eyeshadows that you wear when you go out and they're just like, wow, I wish I could do that. I don't have like the skill. Something like this where you have colors picked out for you is very, very helpful because you have your look right there. All you have to do is blend it on your eye, and I love that. That makes it so easy, and for a beginner it's perfect. For someone who knows what they're doing, it's even better. So I highly recommend that. I think Simply Posh has wonderful palettes for beginners, and it's something that I hope they never change because their layouts are...
It's just a must-have for the sunny season.
Finally, we've reached number 1. Can you guess? Guess in the comments down below which one you think my number 1 is. I would love to see what you think it is. You probably already know because I didn't mention it in the video, but like, you know it was coming. So finally, taking that number 1 spot, I have the Oden's Eye X Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story eyeshadow palette. This palette just stole my entire heart because it's just so unique and so pretty. First of all, the formula of these eyeshadows is incredible. This was my first Oden's Eye purchase ever. I did say that I didn't think it was worth that expensive price tag because each palette was $33 and I paid $90 for all 3, so I thought that was pretty high priced. But the formula is wonderful, and I did enjoy each palette, so I can't really complain too much about the price. You know, I'm the one that paid for it, but I feel like for the amount of shades you get, it's kind of a little... I think the shimmers in this palette are such gorgeous shimmers. They did something they did something in here because like their shimmer formula is just buttery smooth but so sparkly, and it has glitters, and like they just shift in like the prettiest way. Their multi-chromes in these palettes also so captivating. But I think I love this palette because it's green and purple, and those are basically colors that I just enjoy wearing on my eyes. Purple is my favorite color, so purple and green mixed together with me just seems like the best choice. I have worn this off camera so many times for so many date nights where I'm just like, I don't know what palette to wear. I'd always grab this one. That's why like it really looks used. It looks used, and I've used it because I loved this formula and I love the colors that Makeup Just for Fun chose. And I subscribed to her like right after because like your palette was my favorite. So how am I not supposed to subscribe? And there you have it, my ranking of all the eyeshadow palettes I tried in the last 3 months. Remember that this ranking is solely my opinion, and if you don't agree with me, it's perfectly okay. You don't have to agree with me. We all have our own preferences and experiences. I would love to hear your thoughts on recent palettes you've tried in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite was. Let me know what your least favorite was. I would love to hear from you. Just comment down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Thank you so much for watching and for clicking on this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Oh my god. We have an exciting video. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes I've tried in the last 3 months. Today we like simplistic over here. We don't like to be stressed any more than we have to be. Oh shoot. See, this is why I don't like to do ranking videos, because I drop shit all the time. I am the clumsiest person. Taking the 16th spot is the Ofra. Taking the 13th spot is the Urban Decay X Robin. Taking the... I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I thought I would. I don't know where my stupid tweezers are. Oh, tweezers! Tweezers, tweezers! Oh, they just disappeared. Where'd they go? Because my lashes are falling off. I'm fucking dying, bro. This is just heavy as fuck.